Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? It is 6:35 this morning. So right now I'm in the safe zone. Hopefully, won't get the God loves you, right? And an ISD school bus. In a little time zone where those two things shouldn't be happening. Anyway, good morning, everybody. So I went to the zoo yesterday, and I had a great time, for the most part. I think there was one, there's a Will Smith school in the San Antonio Zoo. And the location for that zoo is by the parking garage, which is just a little bit down the street from the zoo, even though I think the new entrance accommodates all that. There's Benjo. You can't see him yet? Okay, I'll have to show y'all him when there's more light. Anyway, I think there was only one group of kids. It was this Will Smith San Antonio Zoo school. And I don't mind that because they have them all they have matching shirts, and they keep them together. They like have to hold onto this line, I guess, so they don't lose any of them. So it wasn't peak time for that. I just saw one, and that's when I was leaving the zoo. And it wasn't that busy. It was probably the least busy I've seen the zoo in a long time. Of course, they're doing a lot of construction. But you know where Ron Nirenberg was yesterday? Apparently he was at the White House. He posted on his Twitter because of his Filipino heritage. And I'll just leave it at that. Over here on Warriors Creek. Swung down. But anyway, I had a great time at the zoo for the most part. And I wanted to, apparently it was quite a day yesterday on Twitter, in the political sphere, political arena in general. Here's a video. And from what I can see, there's a lot of stuff going on. Obviously not from 45, but there's a lot of stuff going on that just seems, what do you want to call it? Staged. I saw a couple headlines about that. Or mainly I saw people making fun of headlines that were like, oh, Trump's work shift at McDonald's was staged. I mean, obviously. So does it look that ridiculous? Look, everybody, I put my McDonald's shift in. You get the joke? Anyway. Well, with that being said, there's a lot of stuff going on. And as far as all that goes, I just kind of want to say, like, there are people out there that take things very seriously. And I know that's not really seen a lot right now. in the public square due to people who have a lot of following being a bit surrounded, right? But I know there's a lot of people out there that's taking things very seriously. Alina Abba excluded, right? It's frustrating to see the likes of Alina Abba parading around with a law degree, right? When people have real problems. So seeing all of the scrolling on Twitter and seeing everything that's been happening yesterday while I was at the zoo. I was in my little painting studio in my room. I'm taking care of Gypsy. Apparently I missed a lot of stuff going on. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to begin, just start this out by saying, you know, there's a lot of serious people out there who, if they work for the government or not, there's an oath of office, right? And they take that very seriously. I don't think that's being reflected right now in these weeks leading up to the election. I drove by a side note. I drove by a polling or an election, a voting location twice because I had to take Teresa to work. And there was a long line, and my mom and sister Tracy voted Monday, and they said they waited in line for 3 hours at Crossroads Mall. Similar to the 2020 election, I think a lot of people are going to be voting, so that's good. I myself haven't voted yet, but I'm going to wait until it dies down a little bit. I have the time. I don't really have a pressing schedule, so I said I can choose another day to wait in line, and hopefully when there's not so much of a line, I guess. Excuse me, 1 second. But anyway, they brought home a sample ballot, and so I'm gonna go ahead and look through that real quick. I was on the way back from the zoo. I told all the animals it's voting day. Let's go vote. But anyway, if you're wondering, like, because Tracy, she goes, how come you go to the zoo all the time? She's the type of person who will like go to a museum, and then we say, okay, let's go to this museum again. She's like, why? I've already seen all of this stuff. So in case you're wondering, I go to the zoo quite frequently, and I try to make it fun each time I go. And of course the animals are so cute. So yeah, anyway, so yeah, I just want to say there's a lot of serious people out there, even though they might not be in the spotlight right now, for various reasons. There's a lot of serious people, and 45 included, and that's something that I want to share is my entire life, you know, I just kind of, you know, never really, my entire adult life, just kind of never really, like, got things that others got, as far as, several things, and as far as, like, life stages and stuff like that, whether it be, like, vacations, living on your own, going off to college, graduating, stuff like that. So, but I always did my best to share in others' joy for when that happened to them. And if you're to ask me now, how do you feel about doing that? Considering half of those people did not return that sentiment towards you. And I say half, We'll see about that, And what I have to say is, at least I'm not Alina Abba. If you're on the national stage for very serious reasons like politics, and you're just completely an unserious person at a very serious time, you're in this for all of the wrong reasons. If you wanted to be petty like that, well then, do something else. That's what I used to say like 4 years ago. 1 second. Okay, I'm going more in the light today. And I used to, like, if that's really what your areas of interest lie in, then you really shouldn't be in something serious as a lawyer. Go find work somewhere else. So, which gets me to like, what is that? You have the means, opportunities to do things that you're interested in. I mean, I don't think anybody made Clown Gabbard be in the military, right? I don't think anybody made Alina Abba be a lawyer. I mean, if we're talking about social groups and stuff like that, why not include that, right? If she's in a different social group than all the rest of us, why couldn't they make her be something else? And so, it's part of the reason why I say they're stupid. It's part of the reason I said that it goes down to an individual not being happy with who they are for whatever reason, for whatever experience had occurred. And if it was personality traits, if it was an experience that happened to them, they never took the necessary steps to like themselves, and maybe for good reason, right? Who knows what they've done? I can only guess. You know what I mean? There's the boner truck. You got the boner truck right over there. So the world is complicated and complex, and there's a lot of people with a lot of emotions and a lot of different battles going on, whether it be personal or shared. But as far as the clown show that's been going on, dare I say, that has revved up in this week's approaching the November 5th election, is these are individuals that have the inability to like themselves, who they truly are, If you don't like the law, don't be a lawyer. One second. If you want to tell people what to do, then find a job that tells people what to do. If you want to look out for yourself and not for anybody else, don't join the military. Don't become a cop. I mean, I wonder, I'm thinking to myself, like, a lot of this corruption, does this happen because of dissatisfaction? People aren't happy with their situation, whether it be their past, whether it be their perceived possibility of the future. What are the motives behind this sort of behavior, especially publicly? As far as Clown Gabbard, Alina Abba, I don't know these people personally. I don't know anything about them other than my own life experiences. There's never been a conversation, nothing. So I think that there's predators out there, but I think as far as motives go, and as far as attention and spotlight, there's a lot of vulnerability. And if you're not comfortable with who you are, if you don't have a support system, if you feel inadequate, then I guess there are certain avenues you can take to numb that pain and observe other people feel that way. As I said, I've had a lifetime, there's been domestic violence. And you asked me about that now. I mean, obviously, with this sort of political, staged political stuff, very unserious. It's like a game to them almost. It's something that 4 years ago I've came head to head with. It was at any moment in time, it didn't have to be that way. For various reasons and avenues. But I was very lucky when that moment happened to have an extremely strong support system. And I count my lucky stars because I just feel extremely lucky with all of that. I don't think there could have been another person on this earth to help me in the way my husband has continually. I think this is very stupid what's going on, but it's something that I'm familiar with. Dare I say something where I was sent to the psych ward for dealing with and looking at things in that perspective, right? Which again, I can't wait to talk about. But what I'm saying is, life is hard, and it's even more frustrating to know that there are people out there who have a lot of choices, and that you don't have for whatever reason. But I would say they're easy choices. And you know, like that is a George Strait song, "Easy Come, Easy Go." You know, maybe a part of what they don't like about themselves, those people, stars, is the fact that they got the easy route, and they see somebody who didn't do the same, and so they automatically see them as the other, right? So if you don't know who you are, other than who you're supposed to hate or who you're supposed to hang out with, what kind of work you're supposed to be doing, making a mess and disrupting people's lives, and the tried and true system in which we live in. You may disagree with the tried and true system we live in part, but that's okay. I would love to hear what you have to say about that. And I look forward to that day where I get to have a back and forth conversation with everybody who's watching. Which is a luxury I don't get. But I see all this political stuff happening this week's up to the election. I see a lot of people getting things that I don't. And I just want to make this video today to say, you'll hear the ambulance in the background, to say, you know, I've made plenty of mistakes, but I'm proud of where I'm from, proud of where I'm going, and I'm happy to have challenges. And I'm not saying that I wasn't happy before, but I think it definitely adds a lot to a person's life where they're challenged and they can expand and explore their horizons on an intellectual level, an emotional level, and spiritual level. Something that I don't think, again, is seen very much as we're approaching the November 5th elections, and obviously before then. But I think if it's frustrating to see, but I think if you're know who you are and you like who you are, and if there are parts of you that you don't like, you find healthy ways to explore what's going on there, then you're in a way better position than Alina Abba and Elisa Stefanik Saves Chocolate Milk. You know, they're doing all of this. I think they didn't want the attention. They wanted to hide who they were, and then they get the attention, and then it could be like a punishment thing. Oh, people don't like who I am, so I'm going to force myself on them, right? Because what serious thing have they done other than Kristi Noem claims the Republican Party? I certainly didn't get that welcome, and I certainly don't want it, right? But I just wanted to let y'all know that, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I know that there's a lot of people out there who take things very seriously, even though publicly and as far as viewership goes, that maybe that's not necessarily the case. Things seem a little non-serious. But if they go towards the attention in the spotlight, and they do it, they say, oh, I think I can handle this negative attention. My guess is they probably can't. And so if you can't handle the negative attention, what's the motive there, right? Obviously, reputation isn't really a motive right there. So anyway, I just wanted to say that there's people out there who want to look important, and they don't even take themselves seriously, and so when they try to be serious or be contributing to a serious environment, it's a failure. So I just want to say, as far as from what I can see, things look really ridiculous. It looks like a soap opera or something. So I can't believe this is American politics now. I wonder if you go into the public square, if things look like how they look like to me. You know, this is absolutely ridiculous. Not one interview, not one conversation. One person recognized me at the San Antonio Aquarium, and then I got kicked out. This is absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, I just want to say, like, if you got stuff going on, you know, at some point in time, I hope your life path is looking back on the hard times with a positive attitude, which is something that I don't think a lot of people in the political arena today can say, and that's what they're showing everybody. It always gets worse. It only gets worse with them. So I just wanted to say that I had a great time at the zoo. Things seem to be escalating in an unserious manner and fashion, but I just want to say that there's a lot of serious people out there who care about the right things. I mean, it's not that difficult to see if somebody's a good person and intentionally a bad person and stuff like that. And the more they do those things and try and be an important individual in society, they know that they took the easy route, and, you know, so on and so forth. So that's only, you know, it's going to hurt themselves, obviously. And in addition to who else that's going to hurt, I hope is minimized. But other than that, I just wanted to reach out to y'all and let y'all know this is all something that I've addressed, dealt with, and obviously continue to do so. And I have a lot to look forward to, and I guess for the most part, I'm a happy individual who is takes serious what needs to be serious. And as far as all that goes, you know, I hope don't worry about me too much. This is all stuff that, you know, I don't mind doing. I'm lucky to have a platform that I've earned, and I don't mind that added responsibility, and I want to utilize that platform to the best of my ability and to the best as I know how. And so, yeah. With that being said, here's the sunrise. And I'm going over to Kimmy's today. I'm gonna take Banjo. We're gonna drop Tracy off at Michael's first. So we're gonna be getting out of this neighborhood, me and Banjo. But other than that, this is really ridiculous. This is stuff that I feel like, you know, nobody should have to go through. But as far as considering this work, it's just part of the work, right? So yeah, I hope to expand more on that later, you know, as far as a back and forth conversation goes. How's this lighting up? But other than that, I consider myself extremely lucky. I have a lot to look forward to, and obviously that's an area for attack if you're somebody who doesn't experience joy with other people's joy and happiness, which I think is something that we're seeing a lot of, and it getting revved up, escalated, elevated as the November 5th election happens, which I think obviously are acts of desperation. What's the plan there? What's the best possible outcome? Anyway, which I think is very important to include, especially in the political sphere. I think that's a very good question. If you're trying to navigate the political waters, what's the best possible outcome? Maybe you say of an individual, an event, so on and so forth. And I think as far as thinking about things critically in a non-lazy fashion, I think that's an excellent question to start with, as far as safety of the individual and others, because that's the government, right? Safety of others, not taking away people's rights, but keeping everybody safe. So anyway, I hope y'all have a good one. I just wanted to throw that out there. Sometimes I ramble on, but you know, here I am. So I'm gonna be so good at an interview. You may, you know, if you want to practice an interview, maybe you could just practice this kind of setup here. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Happy Wednesday. I'll talk to y'all later. Another day, another dollar.